Good morning, everybody. It is 4:13 right now. It's our second day down here in Mississippi. We got those birds roosted last night, so we're gonna try to get in super early this morning and get down in this creek bottom and be within 100 yards of them on the roost when they gobble. Ready? Ready to hear that first gobble of the season.
How you doing? I spotted you when we walked in. How you doing, brother? What's your name? Trevor Waller.
Trevor, I'm Aaron. Nice
Good to meet you,
man.
We burn YouTube
Great.
up watching y'all guys all the time.
Awesome, man. Cool deal. Yeah, we're gonna give her a whirl. We got a couple birds put to bed last night, so
Yeah.
hopefully we can get on them this
Heck yeah.
morning.
How late the gobbling in the morning?
9 or 10 o'clock, he was still burning it up, but he was going in on private.
Bunch of
But he pooned right back up yesterday evening. So
Good luck, boys.
Good to meet y'all.
Yeah, you too. If you get one, shoot us a message.
I will.
I'd
I
be
will.
tickled to see it.
See y'all later.
Yeah. I don't know who that is. Gonna have to do some adapting. Here is the giant hole. As you can see, there's not really a good way through that. Ooh-wee. Creep down the end of this road real quick and see if there's another truck parked down here. But we ought to be all right. I don't see another truck down there. And Thrash and Chris are gonna come down here and go hunting with us this morning, so Greg and I just got here to sort of reserve the spot, and those boys will be here in probably 20-30 minutes. Then we'll start gearing up and getting ready to go in. Maybe that's Christopher's truck. I bet that's Thrash. I bet that truck that just drove by is another hunter. And they stopped right at the end of that dead-end road. Yep, that's Thrash right there. Good. We got company.
We got company in front of us?
Yeah.
Really?
So that may make things a little interesting in there. Good morning. Morning. How you doing? I'm here.
I know.
Oh.
Y'all call me not in public.
Good. Yeah. Good to meet y'all.
Hey,
Got you.
we were gonna head deep
Okay.
if y'all mind.
No, we just gonna sit here and see what happens.
Okay.
We just try to stay out of y'all's way. And,
No, you ain't heard
and,
nothing.
If we get in y'all way, then we'll leave.
No, you ain't.
We
You
just,
ain't
I'd
talk.
rather talk about it than
Oh, yeah.
oh, that's right.
than
Yeah.
meet down there in the woods and going after the same turkey.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
I don't feel like
right.
digging pellets out of them.
Yeah, that's right.
Right,
You don't
yeah.
have to worry about that. No.
Yeah. And you guys know just like we do, it's hard telling where they're going to go in that
Yeah.
bottom. I mean, they could go any which way. Our plan is just to get in there kind of around them up that next creek, right above them and set up. All right, go. Good luck to y'all. Yeah, they've been watching the show.
Oh, good.
That's a good idea, though. Always go and talk to people like that. So at least you know where.
I'd rather meet them on the road than.
Yeah, I'd rather meet him in here than 50 yards from that turkey. And then both of us blow him trying to get to the thing. Or somebody end up with a bunch of pellets in their back. But I'd like to be up against a big tree at first light, you know. Just in case they gobble real close. Yeah. It opens up real good. We still got a little bit of cover in here. Yeah, that one right there. Yeah, I think that'd be good. That way you can shoot that left side. Right there. Come on. Get right there. One eggs right behind the tree in case we shoot. One big one. We have people walking on us behind us here. Yeah, I saw him. That's those other guys. already seen us. I can't imagine they'd shoot this direction after that. As y'all can probably hear, we're set up real close to these things. We've got a hen out in front of us, probably 100 yards away. And Thrash is right behind me calling. And the gobblers have flown down now. We have 2 hunters right here to the right of us. It slipped in on us here. Same 2 guys that we met earlier in the dark, I'm sure. She may be coming, Greg. We better suit up here. It's a hen. Rather than go crawling up there. Here she is. There's 2 gobblers right there, and there's another one to the left. They were fired up, though, boy.
Hey, man.
Hey, it's all good. Don't worry. Did you hear all them dead come hens in there?
Yeah.
Christopher says there's one coming. Hey, no worries, man. It's just hunting, brother. Y'all are alright, no worries, man. I hope y'all get one over there. Yeah. That fella just came up here, one of those 2 guys that walked in behind us this morning. And it sounds like they're going to back out that direction towards the creek. These 2 birds have still been gobbling out here in front of us some 150 yards or so ahead. We may try to creep a little bit closer to them, but there's a lot of birds in this bottom. If we just lay in here with them, I don't think they're going anywhere. I think they're going to stay in here most of the day, don't you, Thrash?
Yeah, I think so.
So we're just going to ease that direction. Those other guys are going to go that way to be safe, and maybe we'll get on these things yet. They're just gobbling intermittently. Definitely got a bunch of hens with them. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Drumming? Mm-hmm. They just be strutting hard because they're hearing us. Gobbling out that last 2 times. Definitely turned around and faced me. She might be rounding them up. Greg and I have made it to this little bitty creek out here. We had to crawl to get this far. Thrash and Chris are calling back behind us, and we're trying to sound like a big group of hens in here. These birds have been gobbling and answering. They're probably 100 yards. But there's also a hen in there that's yelping too. They just ain't budging. Every once in a while I can hear them drumming in there, but
They've been in this little open bottom on the other side of that creek all morning long. They got fired up, but I think that's more so because we're like inside their bubble, you know. They hear another hen that could easily come join them, so they're hammering to us. Unless they lose the ones they got, they ain't gonna come over here. I mean, we could go out, get something to eat, go work for a couple hours, and come back to them too. They're gonna be right in here all day. This is also why they're tough to deal with down here when they got hens, because you can only get so close to them. Sometimes you need to get within 50, 60 yards to call them away from a hen. But in this open bottom, you just can't get very close. That's all the more reason why you gotta just stick with them.
Oh, I done thought I was about to step on a cottonmouth. You dirty dog.
Oh, if one had really been there.
Where was it? We crossed that little slough.
I didn't figure he'd do
Thrash pointed at the ground like he saw a snake and he just went, whoa! And he pointed like right at my feet, so. I mean, I just like river danced in the air and both feet come up.
Had to go in there and do our daily plug-in to Wi-Fi. Now we're headed back to the woods. Worked in there for about 3 hours, uploaded a video, and we'll go try and see if we can get back on those turkeys from earlier this morning. Found a good bit of sign in there, so hopefully we'll get on them tonight.
It's about 4:30 in the afternoon. Greg and I are sliding back into the same spot where we left those turkeys this morning. These turkeys roosted back in here behind me last night. This morning they all went north, and I'm assuming that they're going to come back down this little creek bottom tonight. So Greg and I our plan is just to sneak in there, just calling lightly and listening till we can kind of get in where we quit this morning. There was a bunch of scratching and stuff in there, so I think we should be in a good spot tonight. There they are. They might be ready too, Greg. Greg and I barely made it into the edge of the woods, out of that clear cut. Struck a bird immediately. Actually, pretty sure it's the same two gobblers that we were on most of the morning. And then they never gobbled again, so we eased down in here a little bit further. We just called again about 50 yards from the original spot. And another turkey gobbled. This one gobbled. It sounded like a lone bird. Down in that bottom, though, close to where we just heard those other two. We're just gonna sit here for a minute and just be ready in case something starts coming our way. They've answered twice now. He's not gobbling on his own, though. Got whooped. Oh yeah. That's a typical day down here.
Well, I mean, look at the bright side. We got I got 5 seconds of footage of the hen.
Hey, there you go. That's more than 0 seconds. There's a lot of birds in this spot, but there's a lot of dadgum people that know about them. That's the only thing I'm a little worried about here in the next couple days. I don't know how you don't go in there in the morning after we heard those turkeys fly up tonight. We heard them gobbling throughout the evening just sparingly, but nothing in the last hour other than the occasional distant hen yelp. The one advantage I was just talking to Greg about before we left the woods is we know the spot in the creek right there closest to us did not have any turkeys in it when we left. So we could easily go in that same way in the morning, cross over onto the other side of the creek and be on, you know, the east side of it, which is the side that I think is getting the least amount of hunting pressure. Those turkeys seem to be real comfortable way up in that creek bottom. I mean, they stayed in there all day today, so if we got right up in the middle of it in the morning, that could be good. No gobbling on the limb tonight though, not like last night, so I know they're still in there, they gotta be. But we'll go back and meet up with the guys. They should be rolling in here in the next hour or two, shouldn't they, Zach? And Jake and Ted, 10 o'clock.
We'll have reinforcements.
We'll have reinforcements, that's right.
We got a lot of editing to do.
Yeah, we have a lot. Hey, we knew what we were getting into when we came down here. We knew we were gonna get our butts kicked. It's Mississippi public land opening week. I could complain, but it wouldn't help anything, so. We get to go and chase after them again tomorrow.